In the quiet moments of your life, when the world isn't watching and the applause has faded, who are you? That is the question that defines whether you'll become that guy in 2025, the one whose life speaks louder than his words. In a world saturated with mediocrity, being distinct isn't just a choice, it's a calling. Think of the countless voices competing for attention, the relentless tide of sameness pulling everyone into its current. It is easy to blend in, to adopt the patterns of those around you, to fit the mold that society so neatly provides. But there is a power in choosing not to conform, in standing apart and walking a path uniquely your own. Being distinct doesn't mean seeking attention or striving for applause. It means living in such a way that your very existence becomes a statement, one of purpose, depth, and conviction. True distinction is not marked by external success, but by internal alignment. It begins in the heart and flows outward, influencing every action, every word, every interaction. It is the quiet decision to rise above pettiness, to embrace excellence in the smallest of things, and to hold on to values even when no one else seems to care. This is not an easy calling, for the distinct are often misunderstood. The road they walk is lonelier, the challenges they face are greater, and the cost they pay is higher. Yet the rewards are profound. A life lived with distinction leaves a legacy that outlives its years. It inspires others, calling them to higher ground, showing them that it is possible to live boldly and authentically in a world that constantly demands compromise. So, choose to be distinct. Choose to break the mold. Let your life shine, not because you seek to be noticed, but because it reflects a truth and light far greater than yourself. This is the power of being distinct. It transforms not only your life, but the world around you. True greatness is not born out of convenience, but carved from deep convictions. It is the resolve to hold firmly to what is right, even when the winds of popular opinion blow fiercely against you. In a world that often prizes ease and compromise, convictions are the anchors that prevent you from being swept away by every fleeting trend or pressure to conform. They are not momentary feelings or surface-level beliefs. They are the unshakable truths that define who you are and what you stand for. Convictions are forged in the crucible of experience, shaped by reflection, and tested through adversity. They require more than agreement, they demand commitment. To live with conviction is to decide that some principles are non-negotiable, even when standing for them comes at great personal cost. It's the choice to pursue integrity over convenience, to prioritize character over comfort, and to seek truth over approval. This path is not easy. Convictions will make you stand alone at times, misunderstood or even opposed. Yet, it is in those moments of isolation that their true power is revealed. They give you a strength that no external force can diminish, a clarity that no confusion can cloud. They guide your steps when the way forward is uncertain, and provide courage when fear threatens to paralyze you. The man of conviction is not swayed by applause or criticism. His actions are not dictated by what others think, but by what he knows to be right. And in a world that often rewards compromise, he becomes a beacon of hope and inspiration. For when you live by conviction, you do more than stand firm. You inspire others to find their own strength and follow their own path, grounded in truth and purpose. Integrity is not a trait that shouts for attention. It thrives in the quiet places where no eyes are watching and no applause is given. It is the strength of character that holds a person steady when the temptations of compromise whisper enticingly. In a world filled with shifting values and blurred lines, integrity remains the cornerstone of a life well lived. It is not about perfection, but about consistency, being the same person in private as you are in public. The quiet strength of integrity lies in its enduring impact. It builds trust, not overnight, but steadily, like a foundation laid brick by brick. It fosters relationships built on respect, and cultivates a reputation that speaks louder than words ever could. When you live with integrity, you don't need to prove your worth. Your actions will naturally reflect the depth of your character. Living with integrity requires courage. It means choosing the harder path when the easier one offers immediate gratification. It's about keeping your word, even when it's inconvenient, and holding on to your principles, even when the cost feels high. The world may reward cunning and shortcuts in the short term, but in the long run, it is integrity that leaves a legacy. Integrity is the quiet voice that reminds you who you are, even when no one else is there to affirm it. And in that quiet strength, you will find the power to stand firm, to lead boldly, and to live a life that inspires others to do the same. Vision is the ability to see beyond what is and imagine what could be. It's the quiet yet unyielding force that propels ordinary lives toward extraordinary purpose. Vision isn't merely about ambition or setting goals. It's about perceiving a greater narrative, a story that stretches beyond your immediate circumstances and touches the lives of others. Without vision, life becomes a series of disconnected moments, driven by impulse rather than intention. A man with vision sees the horizon even when the path ahead is unclear. He navigates life not by what is convenient, but by what is meaningful. This kind of vision requires depth of thought and the courage to dream beyond the limitations imposed by fear or doubt. It calls for patience, as the seeds of vision often take time to bear fruit. And it demands perseverance, because the journey will undoubtedly encounter resistance. To carry a vision is to embrace responsibility. It's understanding that your actions today are shaping the world of tomorrow. A true vision is not self-centered. It seeks to uplift, to restore, and to build. It motivates not only the visionary, but also those who are inspired by it. Let your vision be your compass. Let it challenge you to rise above complacency and strive for something greater. With vision, you are not just reacting to life's demands, you are crafting a future with purpose, leaving a legacy of hope and inspiration for those who follow. Every generation faces its giants, towering obstacles that test the resolve of individuals and the collective courage of communities. The giants we confront may take the form of uncertainty, fear, or a rapidly changing world that demands adaptability and resilience. These challenges can seem insurmountable, tempting many to retreat or resign themselves to a lesser version of what they are capable of becoming. But to face these giants requires something that cannot be bought or borrowed. It demands grit. Grit is the combination of perseverance and passion for a purpose that outweighs temporary setbacks. It is the refusal to give up, even when the odds seem stacked against you. Grit doesn't deny the presence of fear, rather it acts in spite of it. It's the resolve to take one more step, to fight one more battle, to get back up every time life knocks you down. Facing giants with grit also means embracing the discomfort of growth. Challenges aren't obstacles meant to stop you, they are opportunities to refine you, to stretch your capacity and to deepen your character. The greater the giant, the greater the victory when you overcome it. And as you do, you inspire others who are watching, some silently hoping that you'll succeed so they can believe it's possible for them too. Giants are not defeated by strength alone, but by a determined heart. So stand firm, even when the fight feels long. Let your grit define you, and know that with every step forward you are not only conquering the giant in front of you, but also becoming the kind of person who can face any challenge with courage and conviction. Leadership is often viewed through the lens of power, authority, or control, but true leadership is rooted in grace. It's the quiet strength that guides others not by force, but by example. Leadership grounded in grace doesn't demand respect, it earns it through humility and service. It understands that power used for self-promotion is fleeting, while power used for uplifting others leaves a lasting impact. A leader who exudes grace empowers those around them, not by asserting dominance, but by nurturing potential and fostering collaboration. To lead with grace is to be attuned to the needs of others, to recognize that leadership is not about elevating oneself, but lifting others. It's about listening when others speak, offering guidance when it's needed, and allowing space for others to shine. It requires the wisdom to know when to step forward and when to step back, trusting in the abilities of those you lead. Grace in leadership isn't weakness, it's the strength to influence with kindness and wisdom, creating an environment where others feel seen, valued, and motivated to contribute their best. The best leaders lead not from a place of superiority, but from a place of service. They possess the humility to admit mistakes, the courage to make difficult decisions, and the empathy to understand the struggles of others. When leadership is rooted in grace, it cultivates trust, loyalty, and a collective commitment to a shared vision. Grace-filled leadership leaves an indelible mark. It's the legacy of a leader who didn't just lead, they inspired, elevated, and transformed those they served. This kind of leadership doesn't seek the spotlight, but quietly shines through the strength and growth of those it touches. In conclusion, to be that guy in 2025 is not about striving for fame or recognition, but about living with purpose, conviction, and integrity. It is about embracing the challenges of our time with unwavering courage, standing firm in the face of giants, and leading with grace. It is a call to rise above mediocrity and to make a distinct impact on the world around you. When you live with deep convictions, you create a life that inspires and transforms not only your own path, but the paths of others who are fortunate enough to walk alongside you. The road may not always be easy, and the price of greatness may be high, but the rewards are eternal. To be that guy is to choose authenticity over conformity, to build a life of lasting value in a world that often prizes the fleeting. It is to embrace the power of vision, to lead with humility, and to face every giant with resilience. In 2025, the world doesn't need more followers or imitators. It needs individuals who are willing to step into their own strength, embody their values, and leave a legacy of transformation. So rise to the challenge. Be that guy, the one who stands out not by chasing the world's approval, but by living a life that speaks louder than words. Your story, grounded in conviction, courage, and grace, will inspire generations to come.